Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Tayshia Adams finally reunited with her podcast co-hosts for a much-needed night on the town. Joe Amabile, Natasha Parker, and Tayshia met up in downtown Manhattan this week. As fans know, Tayshia lives part-time in NYC with her fiancé, Zach Clark. She commutes between New York and California, where she keeps a second home. In the comment section, Natasha Parker dropped a little nugget of insight into Tayshia's personal life. Tayshia Adams quits alcohol. Eagle-eyed followers of the clickbait podcast host may have noticed something interesting about the restaurant table. The drinks were all on one side of the table, in front of Joe and Natasha. If fans didn't notice, then Natasha hilariously pointed it out in the comments. She wrote that none of the wine, beer, and shot glasses were on Tayshia's side of the table. Natasha also revealed why. She wrote, "Tayshia gave up drinking this month." One Bachelor Nation fan praised Tayshia in the comments. They noted that she is exactly the kind of woman Zach Clark needs in his life. Zach is a recovering addict. He previously stated that he knew Tayshia was the one for him when she chose not to drink alcohol during a toast on the show. Is it a bad sign that Tayshia isn't drinking alcohol at the moment? Fans speculate why Tayshia is sober. Tayshia Adams is quite diligent in her religious practices. During her season of The Bachelorette, she sent frontrunner Ivan Hall home due to their religious differences. Tayshia felt the difference in their beliefs made them incompatible as a couple. In response to Natasha's comment, several fans speculated why Tayshia might be off drinking for the month. Lent. One follower wrote that they also gave up alcohol in honor of Lent. According to Good Housekeeping, Lent began on February 17th. If Lent is the reason why Tayshia isn't drinking alcohol, she doesn't have much longer to abstain. Lent ends on April 1, 3 days before Easter Sunday. Why did Hannah Ann Sluss leave clickbait? When the Bachelor Nation podcast clickbait first started, Hannah Ann Sluss was a co-host with Tayshia and Joe. Hannah Ann was the winner of Peter Weber's season of The Bachelor, only to have Peter dump her for Madison Pruitt. One of Tayshia's followers asked in the comments why Hannah Ann left the podcast. While Tayshia didn't respond, another fan did. They suggested that Hannah Ann left because she wanted to focus on other opportunities. As for Tayshia Adams and Zach Clark, they are still going strong. She recently praised her beau for building up her self-esteem. Gave up alcohol for a month. Find out why her decision has fans talking. Intijaro PARAJRAPHs, clickbait style. When former Bachelorette star Tayshia Adams made a sudden, quiet decision to step away from alcohol for 30 days, no one expected the real reason behind it. While her fans were busy admiring her Instagram-worthy vacations and high-profile appearances at Fashion Week, Tayshia was hiding a personal revelation that had been building for months. So why did this beloved Bachelor Nation alum, who once toasted with champagne in nearly every episode of her TV stints, suddenly go dry? Was it health-related, a romantic wake-up call, or was something darker brewing beneath the surface? Keep reading to uncover the full story, including her honest confession, what shocked even her closest friends, and the unexpected impact it's having on her career, relationships, and Bachelor Nation's perception of her. Chapter 1. The Glittering Life and the Quiet Whisper. Tayshia Adams has always sparkled. From her breakout on Colton Underwood's season to her poised, confident reign as the Bachelorette, she became one of Bachelor Nation's most admired figures. Stylish, smart, and unproblematic, Tayshia was everything a franchise needed to maintain its credibility post-scandal. And yet, in the spring of 2025, something changed. Fans noticed she stopped clinking glasses during brunches with her influencer besties. A few speculated pregnancy. Others thought she was preparing for a major competition, maybe Dancing with the Stars or even training for a marathon. But the truth? Much more nuanced. I didn't give it up to prove anything to anyone, Tayshia said in a candid conversation on a wellness podcast. I needed to reset. I didn't recognize myself anymore. What followed was a shockwave. Chapter 2: The Red Flag She Couldn't Ignore. It started in January, at a high-end New Year's Eve party in Tulum, surrounded by models, actors, and digital royalty. Tayshia suddenly found herself standing alone with a half-drunk glass of champagne and a feeling of detachment. No one at that party knew what I'd been going through in December, she said. I was smiling for the cameras, but I was spiraling behind closed doors. Sources close to her claim she had become increasingly reliant on wine to wind down after long days of filming content, running her business ventures, and maintaining her influencer obligations. It was glass after glass, one friend confided anonymously. She didn't have a problem, per se, but it was becoming a crutch. She wasn't herself. Chapter 3: The Call That Changed Everything. What finally pushed Tayshia to act wasn't a drunken mistake or an intervention, it was a FaceTime from her mother. She looked at me through the screen and asked, "Are you happy?" Tayshia shared, choking up during a podcast. And I couldn't say yes. That moment led her to sign up for a 30-day alcohol-free wellness program, a partnership between a high-end sober living app and wellness experts in Los Angeles. But unlike others, Tayshia didn't go public, not yet. I didn't want it to be performative, she said. This was for me, not for Instagram likes. Chapter 4: To 30 Days Dry, and 30 Days Transformed. For the first week, it was a nightmare. Tayshia described a wave of anxiety, vivid dreams, and intense cravings, not for alcohol, but for the distraction it offered. I realized how often I used alcohol as a buffer, she said. If I was sad, I'd pour wine. If I was stressed, I'd drink champagne. It was always just one, but that one kept showing up every night. But by day 10, things began to change. I woke up with more energy, I was more productive, and my skin started glowing in a way that no serum ever managed, she laughed. Chapter 5: An Unexpected Ripple Effect. One of the most surprising outcomes, how many of her fans began reaching out. People noticed, she admitted. When I casually mentioned I wasn't drinking that month, I got DMs from women who said they felt inspired, that they wanted to try it too. Tayshia's quiet shift turned into a quiet movement. Other Bachelor alums even took part, including Becca Tilley, Ashley I. Canetti, and even Nick Viall, who shared on his podcast that he was low-key moved by Tayshia's vulnerability. Chapter 6: The Ex Who Reached Out. Fans won't believe this, but one of the first people to text Tayshia after her podcast appearance was Zach Clark, her ex-fiancé from The Bachelorette. "Proud of you," he wrote. It was a brief but meaningful exchange. Given Zach's own sobriety journey, the two had once bonded deeply over open conversations around mental health and addiction. Their breakup had been amicable but complex. "He's always going to be someone I respect," Tayshia said. And to hear that from him, it meant a lot. Chapter 7: Sober Curious or Sober Serious. So, did the 30 days change her forever? Tayshia says she hasn't made a lifetime commitment to sobriety, but she's no longer the girl who pours a glass of Pinot just because the sun's gone down. "I'm not saying I'll never drink again," she clarified, "but I am saying I'm never going back to the relationship I had with alcohol before. I'm awake now. I'm intentional." Fans immediately flooded her page with supportive messages like, "You're such a light, Tayshia. Sober Queen era activated. I've been afraid to give up wine, but you're inspiring me." Chapter 8: Influencer but Make It Authentic. Now, Tayshia's exploring partnerships with alcohol-free spirits brands, and is even rumored to be launching a wellness collab for a dry luxury collection. Think non-alcoholic sparkling rosé, glassware, and guided journals. She's also considering a short YouTube series called Mindful Mornings with Tayshia, which will follow her daily routines during her dry month, complete with yoga, smoothie bowls, and honest chats about emotions. Tayshia has never been more herself, one close friend told us. This isn't a gimmick. This is growth. Chapter 9. What this means for Bachelor Nation. In an era where Bachelor Nation alums are either getting canceled, launching tequila lines, or rebranding for a podcast hustle, Tayshia's introspective, quiet pivot stood out. She could have cashed in, a media expert said, but instead, she just lived the journey. That's rare. Now, there's a growing online conversation about how many other contestants may follow suit. After all, the franchise has long glamorized drinking, champagne-fueled catfights, wine-soaked drama, and those infamous "can I steal you for a sec" cocktails. Tayshia is proving there's another way. Chapter 10. So what's next? As of May 2025, Tayshia Adams is thriving. She's healthy, glowing, and more grounded than ever. Her new mantra: just because the glass is full doesn't mean you have to drink it. She's also quietly dating someone new, a non-drinker, according to insiders. He's not in the entertainment industry, and she's keeping things under wraps for now. It's peaceful, she says, and right now, peace is better than buzz. Final takeaway: Tayshia's quiet revolution. Whether this is a permanent lifestyle change or a powerful pause, one thing is clear: Tayshia Adams' decision to give up alcohol for a month wasn't about rules. It was about reconnection. Reconnection with herself, her values, her peace. And as Bachelor Nation watches from the sidelines, one thing is certain: this isn't just another influencer trend. This is the beginning of a new chapter for one of the franchise's most beloved women. So, are you inspired to try your own 30-day challenge? If Tayshia can do it and thrive, maybe it's worth a shot, or rather...